Hi, welcome to the Intervention channel, or welcome back. My name is Steve Bruno. Today's subject is brute emotional force. This is corollary to the subject crisis. There's a video about this, and I actually have a chapter in my book called Brute Emotional Force. It's an important subject. Basically what it is, it's fairly self-explanatory, and if you're experiencing it, then it's definitely self-explanatory. But what it is may not be as obvious. It can be confusing, frustrating, unnerving, invalidating. You can really easily fall into despair, into apathy. Why try? He'll never go. He's unloading on me. He's verbally violent toward me, etc., etc. But the important thing in there is the why try. That is the purpose of the brute emotional force, is to drive you into hopelessness, right? To make it seem pointless to even try. That is, my YouTube viewing friends and families and professionals, that is a control mechanism. That is simply an effort at control. That is the condition of addiction controlling you. So if you let it. So the way you respond is up to you. A child engages in emotional force. You see this all the time. Mommy, I want this candy. No, we can't. You've had enough candy. Mommy, crying and yelling, right? That is a primary example of this very mechanism in play in life. Oh, you can see, by the way, in the background, I'm at a hotel. I'm actually on an intervention right now. And in fact, coincidentally, the guy that I'm trying to help has been unloading on his mother. He's been in crisis. He's been very hostile toward her verbally. And it's amazing because it has been working to this point to enable him to get money from her, a car, a condo, a credit card. I mean, it's nuts. But the way that he manipulates her, the way that he continues to get the money and the car and the condo and all that stuff, is through hostility and making her afraid, right? Driving her into fear, driving her into the viewpoint of trying to get him into a program is going to be pointless because he's so angry, he'll never go. Don't let it. You cannot try or continue to try to be an addict's friend, to be their buddy with the money. Well, I'll be his friend, and that's going to, give him $20, and that's. You need to be his mother, his father, his wife, his husband, whatever role you actually play, and do the right thing. When you have a child who's hanging on to the door jamb and refuses to go to school, he says, I'll hate you, I'm going to hate you forever, I don't want to go to school, I'm not going to make any friends, I'm not going to like anybody, I just want to stay home. What are you going to do? Let the kid stay home and do what? Play for the rest of his life with his toys in his room and grow up as a child? This is often the same sort of corollary scene that happens with a family with a drug addict or alcoholic. They're yelling and screaming and pounding on the walls and throwing dishes across the room, maybe punching holes in the walls. I mean, I've had people really come off very threatening. Most of the time, 99.999% of the time, they don't actually get violent physically with people. They will threaten and they will posture and they will yell and scream and, expound on their problem, why they need to have this money, why they need you out of their house, or why they, why they don't want to go to treatment. And they will do so with great alacrity. Actually, it's surprising that when an addict really wants something or wants to avoid something, suddenly he is quite eloquent and can be very violent, verbally and emotionally. So recognize it for what it is. This is the most important thing about it, is to recognize it as a control mechanism and never, ever, ever accuse the person of doing this, right? Recognizing it and accusing them of it are two different things. You don't want to try to call them on it. It's just going to make things worse. In other words, you don't want to say, well, you're just trying to manipulate me by being violent. The person may not be fully aware that he's even doing it. It's done more as a reaction or out of habit than it is as a premeditated thing. In other words, the addict doesn't wake up. Well, occasionally they do. I mean, I certainly did, and I did premeditate some things. But with most of the time, it was simply a reactive measure. And when I was on the phone with my mom, with my dad, I was in crisis, and I made them second guess what they were doing if they were trying to offer me help. I made it seem like if they didn't give me money or whatever it is I was after, that somehow it would be worse than if they didn't. So, okay, if you want to read more about it, you can buy my book, More Than Hope. It's available on Amazon and Kindle. There's a whole chapter on this. There's chapters on all sorts of things. Most of the subjects are covered in summary in these videos. So go ahead and click the next video. Subscribe, especially if you're a professional. You want to subscribe, share this with your clients. If you want to contact me directly, you can go to stevebruno.com, fill out the contact form. You can call me, text me. I'm happy to help. Free consultation, take advantage of that. If you want to ask in the comments section below, then everybody will be able to see the answer. Okay, well, thank you for visiting the Intervention channel. I hope it was illuminating. My name is Steve Bruno, and I'll see you, or you'll see me rather, in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching.